All right, my friends, welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and today's the day you've all been waiting for. I'm back on the AMD 7900 XT with the 7800X 3D. We're testing games now. We're playing around. Like I said, I had the NVIDIA card in there while we were doing all the showcases and stuff, just because of the fact that I could use NVIDIA Broadcast. I could use the noise canceling feature of the NVIDIA Broadcast. Plus, I could use the camera, like the get rid of the background and stuff. So I really like using that, to be completely honest with you guys, especially when we're doing like the showcases and stuff around, like E3 or like what E3 used to be, like for the Xbox Showcase, Summer Games Fest, stuff like that. Absolutely love having access to an NVIDIA card for that. But right now we're actually utilizing the AMD's noise canceling software right now. I've actually made a few videos today, and I was testing it, and I was like, wait a minute, this is actually working, because there's my AC is over there running full blast, and I wasn't able to hear it in any of the videos that I made earlier. So I'm hoping that maybe it got fixed. The only difference though this time is I'm actually using the 7800X 3D as the processor for that. So I don't know if that's what's making a difference in that. I used to use the GPU. Actually, I haven't really tried this for a while, but it's actually pretty cool. I'm glad that it's working. But I wanted to let you guys know I just did some 4080 super videos for that new game that I got, Body Cam, and then I just did some 7900 XT videos. I did a couple of those. That game is awesome. I don't know why, but I'm like actually kind of addicted to playing it. I think it's mainly like I think it really just has to do with like the movement and stuff. I absolutely love playing that with a handgun. It just, to me, that just feels like ultra realistic. Um, and I don't know why. It brings me back to those good old days of playing like Rainbow Six, back before Rainbow Six Siege. I mean, like we're talking like old school Rainbow Six, where it was like really hard punishing gameplay, and like you had to like really be stealthy and stuff. I've really absolutely loved those older, and this, yeah, the nostalgia factor of playing this. If this is what Rainbow Six Siege would have been more like this type of like camera movement, like weapon movement, stuff like that, I think that would have been freaking cool, man. So there's a couple stages in that game that really just piqued my interest. There's like this house, and then there's like this little forest area and stuff. I like that. It just looks really good. It's made on Unreal Engine 5. The developers that made that, it's just two guys, man, a 17-year-old and like a 20-year-old. And I'm blown away, man. These kids, they actually made something that I'm super excited about, and I like playing it. I'm still waiting for Unrecord. As soon as that one comes out, I'll definitely be buying that. That's more of a single player experience with the same type of body cam or whatever. Body cam is actually more of like a multiplayer game. Very, very, very cool. So I've been like testing that 4080 Super now for over a month. And to tell you guys the truth, I absolutely love that card. Playing that on the 4K monitor or on the 4K OLED, it really does hold up very well at 4K. I'm actually pretty surprised. And I'm even more surprised at just how good the 7900 XT actually is compared to that 4080 Super. Like this 7900 XT is no slouch, man, and you can get a very good deal on this right now. I know you guys are like, yeah, man, you're making the same video all the time. Well, it's true, man. What else am I supposed to say? The only thing, I mean, you guys get bombarded with AMD's trash, and or AMD's like a budget king, and there's never really any substance behind that. It's like, well, if you want to save money, buy AMD, or if you want the best DLSS and ray tracing, then get NVIDIA. And like, really, what kind of a choice does that give you? You're like, all right, man, I can just accept the AMD experience for less money, and or I can get better ray tracing and better DLSS and upscaling and all of that if I go with NVIDIA. So I mean, it's not really a choice. The way they word it and the way they make it feel is like AMD's just this cheap rasterized experience that's all it's good for, that's all you're going to get, and that's completely the farthest from the truth. There's a lot of ray tracing games that you can absolutely play with the AMD 7900 XT that actually look good. that are actually worth playing and even utilizing that. Now, I don't know if 4K is going to be the way to go, but if you wanted to play at 1440p with ray tracing and have a playable experience, I mean 60 FPS or above, absolutely, you can do that with a lot of games on the AMD GPUs. There's really only a handful that you don't get good ray tracing performance. Everything else is absolutely playable. Yeah, I mean you'll definitely be leaving some frames on the table for sure, but if you're above 60 and it's playable, I don't necessarily see that as being a big deal because you're saving a pretty good amount of money, you know, like a couple $300 for a little bit better ray tracing performance. To me is kind of to me is a little bit just like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. Now, when it comes to like overall user experience out of both of these two higher end cards, this is pretty good, man. Like these are pretty awesome freaking cards, man. I love both of them. I love that 4080 Super, but I absolutely love like the recording features and everything of the AMD 7900 XT. I love being able to like get in there and like record stuff. I've got NVIDIA's recording feature working pretty good too. I'm blown away that you can actually record HDR. If you're using the AV1 now, you can record in 120 FPS. And obviously you have, you know, AV1 encoding. Plus you can record like HDR footage. It's coming out pretty nice. You can record HDR footage with the AMD software, but for some reason, man, it never works right. So I don't use it. I just turn it off and I just use it that way. Usually it still puts out pretty dang good overall video quality, so I'm not too worried about the overall experience when it comes to that. Yeah, I would like to get you guys more HDR content, but at the end of the day, I'm pretty happy with either one of these GPUs. And I think that's the thing that I try to stress the most with my content is I want people to know that I want people to have confidence knowing that like, look, if you want to buy an AMD card, the experience is much better than just rasterization. Like you get a dang good experience. Pretty stable for the most part. You obviously are going to get your HDR. You're going to be able to use ray tracing on a lot of different games. You're obviously getting, you know, definitely more VRAM. So there are some good trade-offs to going with AMD that people just don't talk about. And to me, that's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. They would much rather you feel like you're going to get a better experience with NVIDIA and like the money you pay for that is just going to be so much more worth it as opposed to AMD. But most of the people I talk to and most of the people at the channel that buy AMD cards, I not one of them are complaining about the experience. They don't complain about it. It is very, very good. Like you'll get into some games and you'll see like, you know, the high rasterization. You don't have like any jitters or stutters or any of that kind of stuff, and the games are just smooth. They play really well, and it's like, wow, this is actually really good. And I think most people are more surprised at just how good the AMD experience is when they get one after having NVIDIA. It's crazy, and it can potentially radicalize you over like NVIDIA's prices and stuff. Like it sucks, man. So, all right, my friends, if you guys like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'll get you guys some more AMD videos so that you guys can see some of these newer games running on it. And yeah, dude, thanks for watching, my friends. See you guys in the next one.